Well, some of you might be able to recognise this beautiful cat from the back of its head. But for those of you who might not, I managed to get a picture. Now, I'm struggling with this one. I'm not sure who it is. Maybe you guys back home can email in through questions@wildearth.tv or hashtag Safari Live and help me out. Who is this leopard? Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. We're right by Philemon's Dip. The plan was to head down to the hyena den and see if we can check in with the hyenas. And we're just driving along and Bryan said, "Stop, leopard!" And the leopard was drinking by the waterhole right next to Philemon's Dip. So if you know who it is, from either the back of the head or the screenshot that I managed to get, who is this leopard? Oh, we have Raisa. She's becoming quite a leopard expert on the IDing. Well done, Raisa. You're very welcome. There we go. Come on, lady. There we go. I think a lot of people recognising the Queen of Djuma herself. It is Karula, the lady who I've been dying to see, and I'm sure you guys have as well. It is the lady herself. Come on, beautiful girl, come and say hello. Oh, I was so excited, I was like a little girl. And I tell you something, she is looking in good condition. We saw her just drinking at the water's edge, and judging by the back of her, she actually looked like one of the males. The tail was held quite low. And as she looked around and looked at her, oh, she is stunning. Right on cue. Thank you, lady. Oh, how nice of her just to adjust herself. Welcome back, everybody. Unfortunately, we just had a power outage, so we just had to go and put generators on. And Karula is still with us, so hopefully word has got around that Karula has joined us on this special day, Valentine's Day, just to say hello to everybody. And she couldn't have picked a better day, I don't think, to pop up and say hello. We are just off of the Philemon's Dip. Little pan there. She was drinking then she came to the shade, and you can see she's panting like crazy. It is extremely hot and humid here this afternoon at Djuma. And you can see the sun is peering through where she's sitting. She might adjust herself again. But I'm hoping we'll stay with her as long as possible. She is in the drainage line. Try and keep cool. But what an absolute treat to have her on WildEarth this afternoon. Hi Sandy in Palm City, welcome on board this afternoon. And I couldn't see Karula's belly too well, unfortunately. But maybe when she stands up we can have a view of her again. She won't nurse, but it is possible that she still has a cub. No one's seen the cub. I think there was possibly 2 in her 5th litter that she had. I was going to see if I could look for any swollen teats. She might still be suckling. I think they were about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks old by the sounds of it, when unfortunately a hyena did actually find one of the cubs and sadly killed it. But we don't know what happened to the other cub. It might be that she was in the process of moving them. It might be the other cub was there and the hyenas didn't find it, or it could be that the hyenas found it later on as well. It is difficult to say. She won't be pregnant straight away. I think that happened when did it happen? January? Yeah, January. So usually if they've lost a litter, it's around 4 months or so when they start mating again. So if she does have a youngster, she would still be suckling at this stage, but it would be in the process of being weaned. It's usually about 3 months that they are weaned. They can still take milk up until about 6 months, but generally speaking they're fully weaned by about 3 or 4 months. And for those of you not sure how you identify Karula, she actually has the wow right across her face, in between her eyes, and she really is a wow cat. She blows your socks off what this cat is capable of. And she's quite small. It's possible because she had a litter at a very young age, about 2 years old. Even though they can breed at 2, usually it's closer to 3 years. But it may have stunted her growth having a litter. There you go. Hopefully you saw the wow across her forehead. And she is the dominant female in this area, the whole of the Djuma, or part of Djuma that we actually traverse, the 1,000 hectares. She pretty much covers all of that as part of her territory, and then she has a little bit beyond the boundaries to the west and to the south. But generally speaking, she utilises this 1,000 hectares on a very regular basis. A beautiful girl. And what does make her so special is the fact that she has had 4 litters and reared those litters through to adulthood successfully. Now what's happened after adulthood is they've pretty much all survived. It's just Shavinzi we don't really know about what happened to her. But the rest of the family have gone on and moved away. Her daughters stayed fairly close on the boundary, her first litter. They stayed fairly close, and that's what tends to happen with leopards. The females stay fairly close to the mother's territory, the males tend to disperse further afield, so it avoids inbreeding. But her boys are still around from her 4th litter. That's who we've been seeing, Quarantine Male and Djuma. I'm so thrilled we managed to spend some time with each of the boys. Djuma last night, not too far away from here actually. And she has had her 5th litter while they're still here, which generally isn't supposed to happen, but I actually think it happens more than what we realise, and I have seen it in the area that I'm researching leopards. It's about 3.5 hours drive from here. I have seen the dominant female having a litter while one of her sons is still around. And it's actually Karula that really was my inspiration to go on and study leopards. So she's very, very special to, I think, a lot of people on board as well, and myself included. We spent many a wonderful hour with this beautiful lady. And she's about 11 years old now, so she's in her prime. And she is looking good. Obviously grooming is very important to cats, keeping the fur in good condition, getting rid of any ticks or parasites that might be on them. Hi Lisa, welcome on board this afternoon. Lisa wanting to know if Karula's got a kill anywhere. Not that we've seen. It could be possible. But let's say we actually saw her drinking water. And it does look like there's a little bit of a pool behind her as well. Maybe the water just off the Philemon's cut line is that little bit clearer and cleaner. But I haven't noticed a kill, but as I say, just because we haven't noticed it doesn't mean to say there isn't one around. So judging by her belly, I don't think she has had a meal. From what I could see, she did look a little bit thin around the back end, which tends to suggest that she's not eaten recently. So I didn't see the back end too well. I think she's just very hot and bothered. She might decide to move, or she might just go down and lay down flat. I say I'm surprised she isn't actually sitting nearer to the water. There's a little bit of water, you can't quite see it, it's just in the top of the left of the screen. But unlike jaguars, which are known as aquacats, leopards don't tend to do much in the way of swimming, but they are capable of it. Yeah, there's a little bit of water there. Any station on drive? Any station can copy, one Ingwe at Philemon's Dip. Good afternoon to you, Chris. Chris joining us from South California. Welcome on board. Oh, shame, you can see she's really uncomfortable. Chris wanting to know, do the pads get darker as they get older? And they don't, not as far as I know. Never noticed cubs' paws to be to be pink, sorry. They tend to be black once they're born. The eyes are blue when they're born, usually for about a week, and then they tend to change colour. And the nose is also pink, and as they get older it gets darker. And Karula's nose turned black about 6 years, when she was about 6 years old. And when she turns around again you can see it's very dark now. And the same goes for lions as well, and I'm pretty sure cheetah. We'll have to check the cheetah out. But you can kind of guesstimate the age. It is going to be around the 6, 7, 8-year-old mark. You can see that sun shining on her. I'm surprised she's actually staying where she is. But Karula seems to have a lot more spots on her body than Rosette's, especially around the neck and the head area. Good afternoon, Ephraim. I've got one Ingwe. I've got one Ingwe. Philemon's cut line, it's Karula.
Put a temperature high warning.
It's Karula. Yeah, I tried following the Nkonzas, headed through Sandy Patch, Fanbury North. Copy, sounds good. Lalapans. Thank you very much, Sandra. I'm so glad to hear you're enjoying the drives. And welcome on board this afternoon, and I hope you're enjoying this very special lady. Wherever you are in the world, whether you're in the freezing cold in Pennsylvania, I've seen the pictures. Hopefully you're enjoying the African sun. And believe me, it is like a sauna here this afternoon, and that's why Karula is panting like crazy. But relief will come soon, I hope. It will get a little bit cooler. The breeze is starting up again. We did have quite a lot of wind this morning. That's settled down quite a bit, but there is a lot of cloud still building, threatening to bring rain. Yeah, spot the leopard. Just goes to show how well they can hide away with that spot pattern. Really just have to break up the outline of the body. Now she does have a cub, this is normal. She will spend time away from the cub. And she'll be hunting, she'll leave the cub somewhere where she feels it's safe, where there's lots of places for the cub to hide away. If there's any danger, the cub will start climbing trees. Oh, there's a Nyala coming in. There's a Nyala just in front of us. I wonder if she's going to hear it. at it. Just through there. Oh. She is definitely interested. Look at that. Suddenly very alert. Welcome on board, Terry. Terry in New York. I suppose this is a far cry from New York, the urban jungle, to the South African savannah. And Terry wanted to know how many kills we have seen Karula make. We haven't actually seen her make many, but she's very, very efficient. There she goes. Now I can't actually move, and as we may interfere with the hunt, I've just got to let her get on with it. And it's very thick bush just at the back here. Oh, she's made a move. Let's see if we can catch up with her. You can hear the barking. I don't know if she got anything, but this is what I mean. When Karula goes, she goes. And it's actually been, I remember Mark seeing her. There was lions on the northern side of the quarantine. She was on the southern side. Herd of impala came to her. She was in and out like a shot. No sound at all. The lions didn't even know she was there. Very efficient. But did she get anything? I'm not sure. You can hear the Nyala barking. Squirrel can see it. She might have stayed in the drainage line. The Nyala actually were just about here, so she might have come up this way to try and catch them. By the sounds of the bark, I think the Nyala ran off that way. As I say, squirrel can see her. Let's try and get it towards. I think she might have stayed in that drainage line. And back down. Ow! Scratch. See where the squirrels are? I can hear them. Oh, there they are. Okay, they're looking down here. Can't be too far away from her. From her continent. Yeah, Karula just tried to make a bumper. I've just lost visual. I'm trying to relocate. Same area. Yeah, firm. Just by the Manzi. And Terry, you did hear me right. There was quite a nasty storm, and Karula actually took out about four impala that we know of, 4 or 5 of them, all in one night. And as I say, this cat is just incredible, absolutely incredible. I think she didn't get what she went after. I think she may have missed. But she has disappeared so quickly. Should still be in the process of killing if she did catch anything. Suddenly starting to see a lot of movement from the birds, but not from Karula. Unless she actually went chase, she could have chased after the Nyala. Maybe that's what actually happened. So maybe it's worth us going back up that way. I thought maybe she came back down into the drainage line. Let's try and turn around. Catch up with her. The branch here. So there's a lot of barking. Hopefully you guys heard all the alarm calls from the Nyala. I'm going to start trying to look a bit further afield. See if we can relocate her. So the barking sounded like it ran off, they ran off this way. Sorry from you looking for me. Lutu so far. I'm on the 2 track from Fullerman's Cut Line now. There's no luck at the moment. I've lost visual, but you're welcome to approach. And from if you come through onto the 2 track, she may have found north. I'm not sure if she made the Bamba. I don't think she stayed put. I think she went after them. I've been down behind that drainage line. Couldn't see anything. Come on, lady, where did you go? Not hearing any other alarm calls. on any of the termite mounds. Maybe she's retreated to there. But I think it backed on my theory that she didn't have a kill, but I will say it is Karula. She could be saving one for a rainy day, taking the opportunity as it came her way. I think we're going to try on the other side. I'm not seeing any sign of those Nyala. Sandy, good to have you with us this afternoon even. Carrying on from this morning. Sandy, noticing Karula is a little bit more peaceful than other leopards, is that true? And there's quite a number of leopards in the Sabi Sands that are fairly relaxed around the vehicles, and Karula is certainly one of them. Her mother was also very relaxed around the vehicles. Mother being Safari, and she was actually a one-eyed leopard as well. For many years she actually survived with one eye and hunted successfully, so I think she got it from her mother as well. But that's what her name means, is peaceful. Very, very apt. And that's why leopards really only get their names after about a year and a half, once we know what their personality's like, but also that they've survived the first year and a half. I'm just going to do a loop onto that 2-track area, just see if we can't locate where she has gone. So I was hoping maybe we'd get an alarm call or something, but it's gone very quiet. The only alarms was the squirrel. Sand. Now, as I'm driving through the bush, and I am trying to limit as much damage as possible, and you'll see I do drive directly over the trees, and that's so that the trees will fall in between my tyres and they'll actually spring back up behind us. So that is actually what I'm trying to do. Let's see if we can drive over this branch here. Go down, or are you going to go under? Nope. I'm going to have to try it on the side instead, yeah. So, especially these saplings here, they'll bend back up, so don't worry if you see me driving over them. It is actually to avoid harming them. So they will bend back over. And these two here as well, they will bend back up. No sign of Our Lady. Oh, can you see the Nyala? What the? At least if we can find them, they might be looking back over the shoulder. At least might give us some direction as where she might be. Okay, where are you seeing the Nyala? Straight ahead? Oh yeah, there they are. From any sign your side? to get past it. And get down. Yeah, she might be still around that drainage line, I'm not sure. I don't think she did get anyone. It looks like they're all there. So I wonder where she went. She might have just stayed back and maybe she just stayed in that drainage line. Well, that's what she was going for, the Nyala. So leopards that live around my way seem to have a taste for Nyala. Well, I'm going to head back to the 2-track. We're not too far away from it now. Maybe just have another look around there, just to see if we can't pick her up again.